Okay. So, we are running out of options. I don't know who you are yet. I'm just going to mark a name down. And go back here. Okay. The third mate, we can't ID their fate, but we know who they are. Zungi Sati, we need to find out who they are. Philip Dahl, we know who they are, but we don't know what happened to them. I am confident that this is correct. I just don't know what about the manner of his death. I might need to take another look at that one. Same goes with Omid Ghoul. I don't know for sure that this is who this is. I need to get another look at this person. Jijong? I actually think that might be Jijong. Maba? I don't know. Might be you. Alexander Booth? I don't know. Is there an Englishman on here that I can mark? I don't know. How about you? Who hasn't been marked? Timothy Butternut. I think you. I have a feeling this is Zungi, and I don't know why. Yeah, I feel like that's Zungi. So I've currently only got one person who's not marked. Like, I'm trying to assign a name to literally everyone now. Who do I have that is still this unknown soul? You know, for the moment. That's kind of what I'm trying to do right now. This guy. You've got to be Jijong. You've got to be Jijong. But then who was the person that I just had marked as Jijong? Where is you? You. I don't think you're George Shirley, but I'm marking down a name just to have a name. Yeah, I don't think you're Jijong. I want to maybe get a better look at you. Dang, you appear at the beginning of beginning. Well, I know he's not on this one. You know what? Before I leave here. Okay, zoom. The guy I'm assuming is... Oh, I can't see that far into the paint. So, okay, I can't do that. Now, this guy, who I am assuming is the second mate steward, that's you. I still think that's correct. And yeah, you're the third mate steward. So that means I have your method of death wrong. I'll have to figure that out. Maybe go back to where he died and see if I can get a better point of view. I can't see Zungi here. Is there anyone else that I haven't solved in this picture? No. Just Zungi and Samuel. And I guess Martin, but Martin doesn't count. And again, I'm assuming that this is Zungi. And I still don't know why. I don't know why I want this man to be Zungi. He's my new Alexei. Where do you first appear? I need to get a good look at you. Oh, you appear here. Okay. How many memories do you appear in? 7. Now, have I bookmarked you? Does that unbookmark the other guy? Yes, it does. Okay. That's fine. Are you in here? Like, I'm just kind of going through the line at this point. Is there anyone here that I hadn't figured out? You. And Diamond. Who said that? And what language? Okay, hold on. Might have been Lars. But most of these guys don't really have much of an accent, I would think. This guy might be the top one. He might be Timothy. Or it could be... No, it's not him. It's not Gilligan. It's definitely not Philip Dahl. So if he's... I'm going to say you're the Scotsman. I don't know. So this is where Zungi died. Oh, you're this guy. So this was during the crab attack. I need to see this one. So I need to go to the Orlop deck. Center of the Orlop. Like, I am in this for the long haul at this point. Let's give it a listen.
We're no use.
Okay. Yeah. You were decapitated. And I think I have him correct. You're done. You're done. You threw the fire. Well, look who it is. He's in the darkness, crawling away, and he's got a spike right through him. So yeah, he's been spiked. Now, is he Zungi? That's the real question. I am going to start just cycling down all the names with this one. At least the names I'm not, like, really sure of. Okay. No idea. Because, like, I know it's not you. I know it's not you. And I know it's not you. Technically, it could be just about any of the others. I'm almost 100% sure about Jijong. You were shooting the gun up here at this guy. You were on the gun deck, and you were already dead. gotta be Abraham or William. Or I guess you could be Zungi? I don't know. I don't think he's... I think his attire to me says that less of a ship steward and more of a seaman. Let's go back a little further.
What's going on?
Stay back! It's already over the neck.
Hey, come on, boss. No, get there. Hey, Cap! Ah!
Just making sure I'm not missing anything over here. Okay. So I don't see anything about the Indian man. I can't go down. I can go up. By this point, you're already dead. So are you. You're just kind of hiding. You've got to be either George, Alex, or Tim. I guess it could also be Maba, but you don't look like a Maba. I think you're Tim. I think you're one of the topmen. I think you're working in the rigging. Unfortunately, this doesn't really help me much. I can't go down any lower to see the guy who got spiked down there. And I don't see the man that I am assuming is Akbar. But I think I've currently got him marked as Zungi. Actually, could you be Mob? You might be Maba. I have no idea. Doggone it. Ugh. I should be able to solve these by now. And it's like, if you aren't Zhejiang, who else could you be? I feel like you have to be Zhejiang. And I have no idea who you are. I have gone so far. Okay. I think I need to figure out the mystery of the steward. Of everyone whose name I have down, without having things confirmed, Zhejiang and the second mate steward are the two that I am the most confident in. Zhejiang, I also have his means of death. I know how he died, for sure. So, I'm going the wrong way. I need to figure out how this guy got killed. Samuel Galligan. Through another corpse, through another corpse, through another corpse. Un Lan Li. Um... This one. All right. Let's listen.
Oleg, you still breathing? Can you roll? Nichols, sir, shoot them for God's sake!
Okay. How are you killed? Oh, hello! Look at that. He wasn't clubbed. He was knifed. I never saw the knife in his hand. I just saw the hands on his neck. Who else did I get? Jijong, knew it. And George Shirley, okay. Didn't expect to get him right. That's 3 more fates down. Sometimes all it takes is just another look with a new outlook to figure out what I'm missing. I don't know who this guy is. I'm gonna say he's Maba. I feel like he's one of the top men. I'm gonna take another look at that in a minute, but I just want to see everyone that I'm still missing here. You are Omid Gul. I refuse to believe otherwise. Your means of death is the thing that I'm confused about. You, I have no idea specifically on who you are. You could be a few different people, honestly, at this point. I still feel like you might be Zungi, but I'm going to mark you as William. At the very least, I know that he was definitely spiked. You. Okay. You I can work with, because you I have a name down. Which means that this is wrong. I feel like then you have to be Alexander Booth. I don't think you could be anyone else. But you were crushed under a cannon and by the beast at the same time, so I don't know what the correct answer there is. And then we get back to these guys. I feel like you have to be Maba. Yeah, okay. Everything here past there is done. So chapter 7 is the latest chapter I'm still missing stuff in. Specifically, you, and you. I will figure them out soon enough. I am so close to solving all of them. So, oh, Ellen. Zungi, Timothy, Omid, Maba, Abraham, William, and Alexander. Wait, that's 7. Hold the phone. Something's up with that. Because that means I can't solve somebody. Right? I'll mark you as Abraham Akbar for the moment. I just needed to mark him. Because if I go to the crew, Martin Perro, I can't choose a fate. I don't know what happened to him. It is impossible for me to determine that. Same goes for Philip Dahl. Zungi, this guy, whoever that is, assuming it's Zungi, fell overboard. Omid, this guy was crushed by a piece of beast that was in a... he was crushed by beast that was tied up in rigging and being treated as cargo while falling down the stairs. Like, what do I even mark that as, huh? I don't know, but I'm going to change it. Change it back to fell down the stairs. This guy, he was spiked, whoever he was. This guy fell overboard, whoever he was. This guy, shot by the second mate. I might want to take another look at that one. This guy, torn apart, very clearly. This guy, crushed. There's 9 fates that we haven't solved yet. Of them, 2 of them we can't mark. 7 of them we can. Which is interesting, because these are all done in sets of 3. So, how does that work? Okay. I gotta think here. I think right now, most methods of death that I've got are correct. This one is a little bit ambiguous. This one is clear as day. This one, I need to double check and make sure I'm looking at the right person. This guy, 100% correct. This guy, 75%. This guy, I have no freaking clue because I can't figure out what it's trying to tell me. This one, 100%. So, of that, what do we know? We know this guy, and this guy. What's more, all 3 of those people were dead in the Doom. So, logically speaking, this would be the best place to start. The problem is I have 3 Indian names and 2 people that look to be Indian. And then 1 person that I don't know for sure. But based on what I've got left, I would say he is most likely the guy from New Guinea. I think this is Maba. But if that's the case, if that's the case, 'cause 3 people all fell overboard. I only got 1 of them right. But if this is the case, then is one of these guys not Indian? I am still perplexed by this one. What's the dialogue say? There's no dialogue. Because, like, he fell down the stairs but was also crushed. And, like, it's not clear what the answer would be. It wasn't really cargo. It wasn't really rigging. It wasn't even really a beast. And, like, I've already been back there, and I still can't figure it out. Okay. This is the one I've looked at the least. Where are you? You're out the window in the gun deck. I feel like I need to figure out this guy now. Because he's the one I've looked at the least. And if I can rule out who he is, then maybe I can figure out the rest of the Doom.
Go back!
Here.
Pepe!
Slack the lifts and lower the boats! The whole crew will be on us!
Give it up!
So let me just think for a second here. This is when they were getting ready to steal the cargo and make away. The second mate was kidnapping the Formosans. And this guy was getting ready to come at him with a knife. You were also one of the mutineers. You strike me as a topman. So you're either Tim or Maba. I still think this guy might be Maba, but I can't say for certain. Now, just to make sure I have the name right, Edward Nichols. Honestly, the more I look at it, the more I'm not sure. I know he's not going to be Zungi, right? Yeah, I didn't think so. All right, let me think about this then. If that guy is Maba, then who is this? I don't think... I swear this has to be Maba. I am losing my mind. I am losing my ever-loving mind. I don't know who's who anymore. And I genuinely feel like I have exhausted all known avenues. What's worse is every single death at this point is from Chapter 7 or sooner, which means even if I were to gain access to Chapter 8, it wouldn't help me. Although I guess it would allow me to place the fates of the other two, the Captain Steward and the third mate. Because I'm assuming that that's what's needed for them. But what am I missing? Okay, you know what? Let me make sure that I am not making a false assumption about one little thing here. Where in the world? Okay. I think I was making a false assumption somewhere, actually. But I think that false... I was making a false assumption, I think, about where New Guinea was. For some reason, I thought it was more in, like, the Africa region than in Southeast Asia. But the funny thing is, I think I'm still right about who Maba is. I still think it's this guy. I have come this far without even an iota of help of looking anything up, except for where certain countries are, to make sure I wasn't misremembering stuff that I thought I already knew. That's all I've used Google for on this so far. And I'm finally at the point where I might be getting ready to break it. I might need a little bit of a guide here. I'm gonna see if I can get like a spoiler-free guide. Just for a little... Okay, good. There's like a hint guide. I think this is what I need. I need something to push me in the right direction for just somebody. So... Okay, well, first hint I see here, there's the actual use is that Formosan and Chinese are similar enough that Chinese crewmen can understand Formosans, which I did already follow that logic earlier. There's a way to identify every crew member without relying on stereotype. That's actually reassuring. Because I have been trying very hard not to stereotype, and I feel like I've failed at that at a few points, and I apologize about that if that's the case. And yeah, I will not be able to find definitive proof. I will have to make informed guesses at times, which is what I'm doing. So, okay. I need to take a look at part 7. Or, no, sorry, chapter 7. The disappearances. So let's see. I found a Steam guide, which gives like little hints about every specific person. You. This man less on below deck that can identify him. His last appearance is later than you'd expect. I'll be back for this guy. Also, yeah, I will say, in regards to that thing about like not relying on stereotype, I have to fully acknowledge that that's kind of what I've been going on with this guy. But I can't. I mean, I don't think I can be fully blamed for that. But at the same time, oh wait, this is the wrong one. A favorite possession ready to hand. That might be interesting. But this is the one... His last appearance is later than you can expect for Maba. For the guy I'm calling Maba. Apparently he left a possession below deck that can be used to identify him. If I were to assume that he is a topman, and I think he is a topman, what in the below decks would allow that to be identified? Well, if it's anywhere, I think it would have been somewhere in the Orlop. Let's see. Because, like, there's gotta be some clues. This is where the cow was. This is the carpenter's shop. It's like, I feel like I haven't used locations to solve a lot of these things. Like, I did use it to figure out the carpenter at one point. Yeah, I figured out all of page 92. I'm curious what the hints were for these guys. The man's behavior and company is a strong clue to his role. That was the one for Charles Minor, the bosun's mate. I guess I should have realized that he was near the bosun a lot. For the helmsman, yep, you can make an informed guess, which I did based on the fact that he had his hand on the ship's wheel. And as for Wei Li, identifying him allows you to identify his countrymen, which is... All right, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't that hint imply stereotyping, which is exactly what this exact same guide said you don't have to do? I feel like that's interesting. Okay. So I need to figure out how to identify this guy. His last appearance is later than you'd expect. I mean, from my knowledge, his last appearance is the final of the Doom, because I saw him falling overboard with a few other people. So that's about as late as it can get, really. And this one's saying he has a favorite possession ready to hand. The only thing that I've ever seen this dude hold is a sword. Wait. Hold on. First of all, who's Martin? Oh, yeah. Third mate. You know what? I need to see what it says about you. So this is part 7 of the Doom. Interesting. So what I'm seeing here is that apparently he's a topman. So he's got to be either Maba, Tim, or Omid Gu. You know what? No. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. I need to find a very specific thing because you. Part 3 of chapter 5. Seriously, I am so mad that this one doesn't seem to be right, and I have no idea. Oh, multiple options are accepted here? It says multiple options are accepted here. Well, in that case, fell down the stairs has to be correct. Although it does specifically say they don't require a culprit. So, that makes sense. And as far as his identity, I'm not even looking at the hint for that because I am confident that that's Omid Gul. Who else am I trying to figure out? Murder, part 3. Check scenes in earlier chapters. Does this victim have any unique or distinctive features? Oh, okay. Okay. Because right now, I'm having a hard time. like, genuinely hard time finding you. You only appear in 2 memories? So you only appear in 1 other memory. Oh. Okay. Well then. Let's see what, let's see where I can find you.
Saya tuh tahu.
Oh,
Aku bilang.
hello. Now that's interesting. But what does it mean? Like, I don't know for sure that this is him, but I feel like the fact that I'm being told to look for a distinctive feature, I think that this is what it's talking about. Because that's pretty blatant. It'd be nice if I could tell if that was him, though. Let me see if there's anyone else that I can actually, check. Oh, numbers. Interesting. Not sure how much that helps me. Was there a number for him? Number 37. But what does this mean? I don't know what that means. What does a tattoo of a woman mean? I have no idea who this is. But, like, that's a very distinctive feature. Still don't know what it means. Just to be clear, he wasn't one of these guys, right? Because these are all the Russians. Yeah, that's the Russians. And it wasn't you. Although I do need to figure out who you are. Who are you? Not important for right now. Then yeah, no, that's the only thing that makes sense. Considering the clue I've been given, this is supposed to help me ID this guy. But why? Apparently, this scene has a lot of crew member identification moments. Which makes sense, because I used this to find out who these 3 were. And I have definitely figured out that this has got to be Ghoul. Or, oh wait, no, wait. I think I'm in the wrong part here. Right, no, it's this one. Hold on. Let me take a look at, make sure I'm in the right spot. No, wait, no, this is part 1. There's a lot of information here. I genuinely need to know why this is important. Then again, I guess at the same time, I don't know for sure that this is the guy. But even if it's not the guy, I still don't know what the significance is. What other identifying information is even in here? There's numbers, but I don't know what that means. What do the numbers mean? Number 37. These numbers have to mean something. Solomon is number 54. This guy, number 10. With... Ooh, there's text. There's text I can't read. I mean, for all I know, that's just lorem ipsum, but, that's on all of these. Actually, I think that is lorem ipsum. I think that might be. You're waking up. Hold on. Solomon was also Indian, right? Was Solomon also Indian? I just realized something. Solomon was Indian. Renfred is Indian. Abraham and William, Indian. Maybe the Indians are all in the same cabin. Are you Abraham? Or William? You might be. And the last Indian is not here. The last Indian man is not here. But is his sword? If that man is Indian man, is his sword here? I'm not seeing it. Although it would be kind of weird, come to think of it, if he did. Like, it would probably be in, like, a cargo section. Okay. So I have currently figured out that there's 4 beds there. 2 of them we have confirmed Indian people. One of them I am assuming is Indian, and the other one I am as well. But I can't say for sure which one it is. We have 3 Russians that are all in the same little spot as well. Although one of them is a topman and 2 of them are seamen. I'm wondering if people are kind of grouped up based on their nationality. I mean, there's 3 bunks here. So it's entirely possible. In that case, this guy has 1 bunk next to him. So, what nationalities do I have 2 of? The first mate is... I don't think I have to worry about any of the mates. I don't think that the first mate would sleep down here. He has his own quarters. The purser might as well, but that's still Scottish. Timothy is Scottish. There's only 2 Scotsmen, 3 if you count the first mate. So that's possible. And for that matter, in here. So, yeah, we're in the gun deck. I just not noticed that people are sleeping on top of guns. That's insane. But, yeah. anything else that I can glean? Is the purser here? He's not. I'm checking that because this guy, I think he's Tim. I think he's Timothy Butterman. Because there's only one other bunk there, and there's one other Scotsman who could be there. And far as I can tell, yeah, because the mates have their own section. The purser's office isn't where they sleep, I don't think. I think that the purser would sleep here, out in the group. The stewards and the midshipmen have their own area. He is neither. Although the purser is still an officer, so maybe it doesn't make sense for him to sleep out here with the rest of the guys. Maybe I'm overthinking it. But it's clear that the seamen and the top men are all sleeping down here. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about this, who do we have down here who is neither seaman or top man? You're also here. Oh no. That tattoo could just as easily be yours, or even, no, I don't think it's yours. Either way, everyone that we have identified is a seaman or a top man. I think that only seamen and top men bunk here. This means that everyone who is here is a seaman or a top man. This means that Zungisati is none of them. None of these people are Zungisati. Because he is an officer. He's a steward. You know what the funny thing is? I'm pretty sure that means... I think that means this is Zungi. I think that he has to be by process of elimination. Because everyone else is accounted for. Yeah! So I have Zungi correct. I have to. There's no way around it. Ugh, but I'm still missing something big. Alright, well, the man that I am calling Zungi. Like, he's gotta be at this point. Where did you die? You died in Chapter 6, Part 7. Uh-oh. The identity here is interesting. It says that his behavior compared to the rest of the crew is a clue to his role. Other crew members of his role should all be accounted for. That implies, I guess, his role as a steward would make sense. But apparently, the cause of death on him is confusing. So, at first I thought that he was shot by a gun. And then I switched over to, spiked by a beast. I want to take a look at the other side of this wall. Because, like, I saw that he had a spike in him as he was crawling down here. But the way this hint is worded, I'm not so sure anymore. I don't know. Because, like, I saw that he was walking away with a spike, right? It was a spike? All right, hang on. Let me jump back in time.
I've got you. Don't move. I'll get you down.
Yeah, there's a spike right there. And he's got that big gaping wound in him. Oh man, even with a little hint guide, I am getting nothing. Okay. I want to go back one more layer.
We're no use.
All right. Ooh. Yeah, there's no way that you were stabbed or anything. You were spiked by a beast. Like, there's just no two ways around it. That's exactly what happened to you. And I don't think going back any further helps me here. Hello. There's more spikes flying over this way. But none of this helps me. I really feel like I've gotten, like, even with the clues I'm being given here, I feel like I have figured out everything more or less correct. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to say this is Maba. Let me try changing some of these names around. And see if I can't get a... Okay. There we go. The one clue that actually pointed me somewhere was that the one dude that's been giving me headaches all game has been a topman. All right, I was right about him being a Scotsman. I don't know if my logic was correct, but I was right about who he was. So I'll take it. Okay. So now that we have gotten that, let's see. I think Zungisati is correct, but I need to figure out his method of being killed. I think Omigul is correct. Need to figure out his method of being killed, apparently. Fall down the stairs? Not correct. Abraham Akbar. Don't have that right. And I don't have William Wasim at all. So who do I still need to ID at all? Who's currently marked as an unknown soul? I really need to figure out how you die. Maybe he was shot with a gun. I'll figure out the attacker in a bit. You. I'm going to say you are Abraham. And that you are William. Yeah. Okay. So who was alive during this scene? Charles, he had a gun. I'm going to just start choosing some of the names. Oh! I'm glad I saw that Charles was given a gun. 2 more fates correct. Wait, what? You changed the rules on me. You can't do that. That's illegal. That's illegal. You can't do that.